Welcome back everyone to the Go Midway Eagles YouTube channel. I'm Dylan Brown, Sports Information Director. Today with me I have head women's basketball coach John Kenger. Coach, how are you?
How you doing?
Good? Good. If you haven't watched yesterday's video yet, I did a segment with head men's basketball coach Joe Krapinski. Haven't watched that one? Watch that one and then watch this one, or if you want to, watch this one first, whichever one you prefer to do. Okay, so Coach, tell a little bit about yourself. You know, last year was your first year here. You were hired in late July. Kind of got a little bit of late recruiting start, so you kind of struggled with a little bit of numbers. But tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I've progressively made my way down the map. I was, starting in Michigan, coaching at Midway University, and then when I coached at the University of Detroit, the next move for me was over at Lourdes University in Sylvania, Ohio. So like I said, kind of made my way slowly down the map, and then this position opened up, and I was blessed to have this opportunity. Being hired in a little bit on the later side last year, I actually didn't have a chance to do any recruiting. We did have 4 freshmen in last year who served as, they helped us out a lot in trying to keep a somewhat stable atmosphere of what we were trying to do. But we really wanted to make sure that we changed that, and going into this year we want to make sure we got after the recruiting and really brought in some good numbers to really stabilize the program.
Yeah, you kind of hit at it there. Last year, I know talking with you beforehand, you had to deal with a lot of injuries, again with the lack of numbers, only having 4 freshmen come in. So having to deal with tough numbers like that kind of puts a struggle on what you want to do as a coach.
Yeah, we and I think one of the big difficulties that any new coach walking into a program finds is, players are used to a certain system. They came in expecting that they were going to be playing one way, and then they might be a completely different style. So there was an adjustment period. I think there was a big part in that. They had to get used to what my expectations were. And we did battle some injuries. A couple of young ladies that are very instrumental for us last year, and then they're going to be for us this year. Jasmine Johnson and Courtney Pfister throughout the whole season battled injuries. One would be healthy, the other one would be hurt, and sometimes they both were hurt. So
never got to see both of them at the same time.
It was very, very rarely. I think early on in the couple of the first exhibition games, or early season games, I think we had a chance to see them both together, but that was pretty much it. So once we got into conference, we really didn't have that luxury. So we're hoping that we have that this year, and I think that'll help the group out together.
Again, about this year's team, you return seven returners, and then you also bring in 14 new kids, transfers, freshmen. Talk a little bit about, obviously the juniors and maybe some of the sophomores or seniors, they're used to the college game. The freshmen, it's a whole new game for them.
It is. It's really one of the things that we're seeing, and a lot of the stuff we're doing is, and I'm sure a lot of other coaches around the league and of the country are seeing, is it's just that adjustment from the high school level to the college type game. It's it's a lot faster. The style and play is a lot different. But they're doing a great job. We're really excited about our freshmen. They're showing a lot of promise. They're really buying into what we're trying to do over here, and in changing the atmosphere and the culture of what we really want this program to be. Going forward into future years, the returners have been great also in fostering the idea of where we're trying to go with this program. Those returners have really bought into, in the off season especially, of doing work and coming. They've never had open gyms before, and they made their way in, and they were playing throughout the summer. So it was good to see that they understand this year's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to be a challenge. Every game's going to be a tough one for us, but we got to do this together. So that's upperclassmen and freshmen alike.
Yeah, and I'm talking with Joe yesterday, and he kind of hit on it. Playing in the River States, you never get a day off.
No.
So every game's a tough game. About the River States Conference, they released the preseason poll yesterday. We were voted 13th overall and 7th in the West Division. I know you might not agree with that because you've been able to see your team, but talk a little bit about what you think about the preseason poll.
I think it's I think seeing that number 13th overall is definitely not something that I look at and I say, all right, we take offense to or anything like that. Definitely coming off of the year that we had a really rough year last year, and so it really was, we almost saw it coming. Now we've used that, and we're really trying to use it as motivation to make sure that we are working towards, showing everybody that we play that we're better than 13th place. But you know what? It's going to be a night in and night out challenge, and we're prepared to take on that challenge. And that's why I think I really enjoy about this group is that they like to rise to the occasion. So,
about the conference, they had 2 teams make the national tournament last year in NAIA Division II. They had IU East made it to the Sweet 16. I think both IU East and Asbury made it to the Sweet 16, if I'm not mistaken.
I know that Asbury had won their first game. I think East fell just short of making that. But I think what they're doing, those 2 programs are obviously just doing some really, really good stuff. It's fun for me as a coach to coach against other great coaches in this conference, to challenge different types of styles and to see how we fare against that. Asbury has had a tradition in the last so many years of really just being a staple in this conference as a tough team and just a very class act group. IU East is becoming the same thing, and so it's exciting. I mean, I think both those 2 teams are really going to start helping put this conference on the map, and now it's time for, I think, everybody else to kind of start following suit, and I think all the other teams in the conference are welcoming that type of a challenge, and so it's exciting, I think, for everybody all around.
Yeah. Last night we held our first annual Midway Madness, where we had the fans and students had the chance to meet the men's and women's basketball teams for the first time. Just looking at your team, you had Courtney Pfister out there. I mean, she was hitting everything in one spot. She hit, I didn't count it, but it looked like she hit about 8 or 9 threes in a row in that one spot.
She, she's a very talented player, and that's one thing we really missed, especially when she went down with her injury last year. We look forward to that this year. She's a warrior across the board. A lot of our young ladies are. They battle and they're working really tough. Courtney's going to be a very welcome addition, and we're just hoping that we can keep her healthy. And I think it's going to really be a good thing for our team. And all the girls in general. I think it was great for the fans to see what we have to offer, and I'm really excited about seeing what we look like when it comes time to play.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you open your season a week from Saturday. You open against your former team, Lourdes University, on October 29th. That's a road contest up in Sylvania, Ohio. A little bit of a familiar, you kind of know them a little bit.
Definitely. That's and I was so excited to play that. Having been an assistant coach over there and knowing a lot of the young ladies that are over there playing, it's such a great group over there. They really have done some great things. We're gonna, the exciting thing for us and a fun part for us is that we're going to be playing in their brand new gymnasium. So they have a lot of things going on with their athletic department that I think are great. We have, like I said, knowing those girls, it's going to be fun to see them and compete against them. It's going to be a battle on the court, I have no doubt. They always put out just a tough group, it's just going to be good to see them.
Yeah. You open your season against Cincinnati Clearmont on November 18th at 7 p.m. Marshall Gymnasium. Be there. A little bit more about your schedule. You're playing some tough games. You're playing Lindsey Wilson, who made a nice run last year in the NAIA Division I tournament. I think they made it to either the Final Four or I think just on the cusp of being in the Final Four. You play NCAA Division II, Trevecca Nazarene. You also play Georgetown, Shawnee State. Talk a little bit about the schedule and the toughness of it.
And I'm excited about it. I think last year I didn't think we had the pieces, nor did I think our mindset was prepared to play the type of schedule that we had last year. Bringing in the young ladies that we did, the transfers, the freshmen, and then having the upperclassmen, show, hey, we're ready to get after it this season. I think it's a good test for us. I think we need to go into the games, face some really difficult teams, and just see what we're really made of going into conference. They're out there to try to prepare us to see what we can do when we get to the Asburys and the IU East of this conference, and really kind of put our best foot forward. So we're excited about that and the challenges that our off season presents for us.
Yeah. Obviously, you have your non-conference games, and then you have your conference games. We touched a little bit on the conference there. Anything else, Coach?
We're excited about this year, and we really hope that if you get a chance, come out and see us. We appreciate all the fan support, and just want to say a big thank you for that.
Yeah, Coach. Good luck to you on October 29th against Lourdes, and again, November 18th. Be here, Cincinnati-Clearmont, 7 p.m. tip-off. The first home game of the season for the women's basketball team. Good luck, Coach.